Hey.
Welcome back to our next episode of Love Lessons, where we are here to discuss episode 4 of Love is Blind Germany. If you haven't checked out our video for the Germany episode 1 through 3, go right ahead. I can link it in the description below. Oh, look at me. I sound like a professional YouTuber. I just threw that in there. Anyway, we're not professional. We're just sitting in our dining room. Anywho, okay, episode 4. Let's just get right to it because this episode had me fired up too. It was called Trouble in Paradise. So a little foreshadowing there. They were letting us know that this was not going to be such a great episode.
Right.
All right. Do you remember how it starts off? I took some notes.
Sally is upset.
Mm-hmm.
She leaves the set. He plays victim, of course.
He just went right to it.
Yeah.
He just blew the whole thing.
Yeah.
All right, let's back it up a second. We start off
it's
coming back now. We start off with Medina and Sally had just met. Medina did nothing but laugh because he was a jerk. He walks off, goes back through the doors, right? He goes back to the doors and leaves Sally alone, insecure, and crying. So episode 4 starts off with Sally sitting there crying, like in tears with her face. Oh my God, her face covered, not knowing what to do, absolutely mortified, absolutely embarrassed. And what does she end up doing? Do you remember?
Yeah, she booked it. She left the show.
She beat feet.
Yeah.
She was so humiliated, she left the set. So
that was terrible.
Idiot self is standing over there on the other side, and like
then he wanted to play a victim, like it says here. He wanted to play a victim, like, she left him, and he wanted to give it another try, after
he's like, what? The director came over and said, hey, Medina, I'm sorry to say, but Sally just left. She was so upset, she just walked off the set, and he's like, why? Well, that's terrible. That's rude. She didn't even bother to talk it out. Talk what? What's she going to talk about, Medina? You don't know how to talk. All you did was laugh.
Yeah, I know. It's all right, babe.
Anyway, that's how it starts. So it starts off pretty good. Okay. Then we have the last couple that has to meet, and that's Tolga and Sheila. They're the last two that have to meet and do the little second proposal. And they meet, and Tolga looks really nervous. Like, they both look kind of nervous. But I mean, Sheila looks great, and she walks out there, and he walks out, and they look at each other, and they walk very slowly and awkwardly at first, but then they start hugging and kissing, and he's like, "Ooh, you're, beautiful," and she's like, "You're so handsome." He's got the most beautiful eyes, and they seem very happy. At first we were like, but I mean, it seemed okay. And that's pretty much it. That's just over. And then all the couples have met. They've all proposed. All the girls have rings. And now they're on the plane flying to Greece. Excuse me. So we have 5 couples.
No, it's Crete.
Well, I think that's how you say Greece in their language.
Oh.
I found that out. I didn't know that.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought there was actually a country called Crete.
Mm-hmm.
When you said that,
I know I was wrong.
Oh, okay.
Because when they were saying Greece, it was coming up Crete on the screen when they dubbed in the word Greece. So I was like, oh, okay. So maybe Germany, maybe Crete is German for,
Greece.
Greece, yeah. I don't speak anything except for a little bit of Spanish and English. So, okay. Anywho. Now we have the 5 couples. They fall in love. They've all met, and now they're on the honeymoon in Greece. Or I guess if you're German, Crete. Okay. We start off with Daniel and Honey, and they walk in. They look at their beautiful place. It's absolutely gorgeous. Their resort is beautiful. And they all have a pool outside of their door, so they get to have a private pool. It's gorgeous. Yeah, and they're so smitten with each other. I mean, she's just like all over him, and he just can't get his eyes off of her. He's hugging, kissing, grabbing, everything. And at first, when the night starts coming to an end, she seems a little bit reserved to me. I was thinking maybe she wasn't as interested as he was, but then she came around. Remember, I was like, I don't know, and you said, no, I think I think she was pretty smitten with him.
Yeah. Well, it was awkward. I remember watching that scene. It was awkward, but she was kind of giving him like little kisses on his neck. It seemed like, and I thought, well, I don't think she'd be doing that if she wasn't kind of into him.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, later on, it was really apparent.
I agree, because then the night ends for them, and they seem really happy. So then the next couple, Tolga and Sheila, walk into their honeymoon suite, and Tolga is a complete jerk. I knew the jerkness was going to come back out.
Yeah.
It comes out because the very first thing he does is he looks at the bed.
Well, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but you called that initially,
the second he walked in the room.
But then he flipped the script on us, and he was like, he turned into like this real great guy somehow.
He seemed like
half an episode.
Yeah, like a half an episode.
and then
we gave him like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's what we're giving him, 5 minutes. Sorry, Tolga.
Yeah.
I just never had a good feeling. I never did about him. I didn't. And then when he chose Sheila, I was like, Hannah, run. You're okay. It's a blessing. Because I didn't believe that it was going to work between Sheila and Tolga, because I don't like him. You can tell. But anyway, so he walks in the room, and all the resorts, they always have these cute little decorative things on the bed, whether it's like folded towels or rose petals or something kind of cute, decorative, strawberries, whatever. It's a honeymoon suite, and so they had like these towels that were folded like swans on the bed. So cute. Tolga walks in and goes, ew, that's cheesy, that disgusts me, and he literally goes over to it and just starts like punching it and hitting it. It's a swan towel, and he like breaks it apart, and Sheila's like, oh dang,
yeah,
okay, that was cute, but like he just smashed our swan towel. Why did he do that? I knew he was hateful, but that's really hateful. I'd be so sad. Like, you would never do that. That's so sad. So yeah, another red flag 265 for Tolga. Okay. Then we cut to Alina and Elias, and they seem happy. Nothing super like wild or crazy. They just seem happy. Elias just reminds me of Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory. If you put a picture I'm going to put a picture right here, side by side of them two, and there's just something about them, their movements, their mannerisms, goofy smile. Anyway, let me dial it back for a second and go back to Tolga, because I forgot. After Tolga decided to annihilate the beautiful swan towels, they go sit in the pool. And you know what he says to her? Do you remember him?
No, I remember he said something, but what was it?
It was so stupid. She was so happy, and he was like, are you toxic? Am I toxic? I think we're a toxic couple together. Like, what kind of crap is that? They just got married. What is, he's trying to tell her he's toxic. He's warning her. This is his warning that he's going to act up. He's going to act up. And this way he can say, I told you so. I told you so. Yeah, I told you I'm bad. I told you I'm toxic. I told you. So red flag 7,051.
Yeah.
All right. Back to Elena and Elias. Like I said, they're fine. They're hugging, kissing. They seem okay. Normal. Taking it slow. Elias is a little obsessed with intimacy. And she's like, take it slow a little bit, but he won't stop talking about it. But then he's pretending to be okay with it. So he's like, oh, no, it's okay. I don't really want to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it every 5 seconds. No, I don't really. I'm going to take it very slow. But yeah, what's going to happen later on tonight? Right? It's funny. It's funny. Elias is Sheridan from Big Bang Theory, just FYI. All right, then we have Marcel and Jen. And they're super happy. They're kissing. They're touchy-feely. They go on these little jet ski rides through the ocean, and they're just having a great old time. And Jen is like, woo, woo, like she's like Miss Wildchild. And something about that turns Marcel off, because he starts like kind of getting more reserved and drawing inward. Like at first he was like, yes, this is great. I'm going to hug and kiss, and everything is wonderful. She's beautiful. I can't stop staring at her. But then all of a sudden she starts being a little bit happy and extroverted, and he just draws in. He's like, oh no, we're not like each other at all. Oh my God, I don't know if I like this. I don't know. It just got weird. It's like he flipped his switch like really weirdly. It was strange, and it happened so fast. Like it seemed like they had so much chemistry. They were talking about each other's tattoos and what does this mean and what does that mean, and it was just like they clicked really well. And then all of a sudden he just flipped. So Marcel, red flag, 29.
Well, I think that can throw some guys off when they have a lady that
extroverted.
Yeah, I think that can throw some guys off. I mean, I've heard of that happening. That it can kind of freak them out a little bit because I think a lot of them kind of feel like they kind of want to be the more aggressive one in the relationship, the leader of kind of like where they're gonna take the relationship and what they're gonna do.
Yeah, and I could see that, but like Marcel is one of those like, I'm gonna sit and meditate for 10 days.
Well then, well, that's probably you know what,
so
that's probably exactly what it is. He's probably just intimidated. There you go. That's the word.
We found out.
Tonight.
We figured it out.
He is intimidated
by Jen.
What's her name?
Jen. Yeah.
Jen. This is Jen and Marcel.
Marcel. Yep. So she's just.
I had a coon dog named Marcel. Marcel and Highball. That was my two coon dogs.
Fun fact. Anyway.
Yep.
Okay. Now we have Sheila and Pascal. Sheila and Tolga. Sheila and Pascal. Sheila, the one from Africa. Pascal, the tall, super insane one that loves Africa and went and made a big deal about it. I'm saying it because he made such a big deal about it. Like it was actually kind of comical. Anyway, he starts acting kind of funny. Like he's kind of like not as touchy-feely as she is. And they kind of start like kind of separating a little bit. Like they're talking and it seems more like friends. And then the camera cuts to him. And I thought that he was so enamored by her beauty. And then all of a sudden now they're on the honeymoon. The camera cuts to him and he says, I can't picture her as my fiance.
I think it's something about this new generation of guys that are just a little freaked out by an aggressive woman.
Did you feel like Sheila was aggressive? I didn't.
Oh.
I think she was very contemplative. She was very slow to think, and I don't think she was at all, honestly. I think Jen was more aggressive.
Well, you said that
with Marcel.
You said that this one was more physically, initiating the physical.
Nah, he was.
I thought that's what you.
Jen was with Marcel.
Oh, okay. I had those two.
Yeah, Sheila was just very like cool, like calm, easygoing. No. And Pascal was the one that was more talkative and wanting to be more talking about intimacy also. Like not as much as Elias, but Elias was a little ridiculous. But no, it was like all of a sudden he flipped the switch. So I don't know what's happening. It's like everybody was so in love and just like, oh my God, mesmerized when they were meeting each other. But then now all of a sudden honeymoon comes, Greece comes, and like, bam, nobody likes each other. So like, we're never going to Greece. Sorry, Greece. Okay.
No, but I do like Greek food though, that I get here locally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Greek food's amazing. All right, so real quick, still on the subject of Pascal and Sheila. So they're sitting together, and weirdly, he starts acting kind of withdrawn again, after he's already mentioned that he doesn't see her as a fiance. And he tells her, like, straight out the gate, he's like, I self-sabotage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then he says, and I'm a very negative person. So that's another Tolga move. That's a, hey, I'm letting you know up front. So you can't say, I didn't warn you when I messed you over.
Yeah, you weren't warned that I'm a a-hole.
Yeah, that I'm a self-sabotager and that I'm sorry. See, I told you she should have picked Fabio. Fabio would have done anything for her, but she didn't. I knew she was wrong for that. I wasn't a big fan of Fabio, but I thought he was better than Pascal. So whatever. It's too late. Okay. Now we get to the party. So, this is the party where they all get dressed up fancy and they're all going to meet each other and they all get to see the people that they didn't pick, right?
Oh,
so the girls go off one side, guys go off to the other, and they start talking. The girls are together and they're all excited and they're talking to Sheila. Oh my gosh, Tolga's so handsome. And she's going, yeah, he's got the most beautiful eyes I've ever seen. They're green, blue, and oh, we're a perfect match. And the girls are like, you guys are so perfect. And then camera cuts to Tolga and the guys.
Oh, yeah.
And Tolga goes,
like, I don't think it's going to work out.
He goes, I don't think it's going to work out. Marriage is a prison. I feel like she's got her hands around my neck and she's choking me. She's suffocating me. What world are we in? What world?
What world are they
in? Are they even in the same country? What is happening? Tolga is insane. Okay, Elias has his head elsewhere. Okay, because all he wants to do is see Honey. He's kind of like fixated, and he totally ignores Alina. Totally ignores his beautiful girl because he knows Honey's coming. Guy. So he's like, I just want to see Honey.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he sees Honey, and he's got the stupidest grin across his face, this mile wide. Like, she didn't pick you. She didn't pick you. So stop looking so dumb. And you got a girl. Go with your girl. These men are absolutely ridiculous. I would be drowning everybody. And probably, I don't know what would happen to me, but I just would not have it. Okay. Marcel is acting.
Drowning.
I'd be drowning people. I'd be like, you jerk, Tolga. I just wouldn't have it.
Is this something you've thought of? how you kill somebody?
I get so angry watching it. I don't like when people hurt each other.
Okay. All right. I understand. You just kind of want to make them suffer a little.
Just for a moment, because I just want to like shake them and like talk sense into them.
I see.
You know, like in old 80s TV shows or movies when like when they're mad, they're in the bathrooms and the guys grab the other guy's head and put it in the toilet. They're like, wake up, stop it, you know? I mean, like, I don't know. That was Insane Almost Fire. It was also in 21 Jump Street. But anyway, okay. I just want to shake some sense into them. Okay, so Honey is over there with the girls. And then what in the world got over that? I'm trying not to use foul language. Rhymes with schmo. What got into that schmo and made her get up and leave the girls and go sit with the guys and join the guys' party? What is she doing? Why? Her man is not even over there. Her man, Baldy, is over somewhere else having a drink. And she decides she's going to get up and she's going to go sit with the men. And the men are eating it up. They're smiling, laughing. Oh, they love it. Elias is like, oh, did you want to see me? Who did you want to see the most? Who were you excited about seeing? And she's like, you. Like, what is she doing? She's flirting. She is a whole schmo. So, then she decides to start talking a little bit, not inappropriately, but just a little bit flirty with Tolga, which why? And then she reveals that Hannah was the better option. And she starts going on and on and on. And Tolga, this piques Tolga's interest because he's already miserable. He's told everybody that he's miserable with Sheila. So he's like, what about Hannah? Oh my gosh, describe her. Tell me what she looks like. Why does he got to know what Hannah looks like? It ain't his business. He picked Sheila. But remember, in the last episode, he tells Hannah, after he tells Hannah, I don't want to be with you, I want to be with Sheila. He then turns to Hannah and says, but maybe we can get together afterwards anyway, and we could watch Harry Potter together. And Hannah's like, I don't think so, dude. You'll have another woman. Okay. That's weird. So Tolga, he ain't got no boundaries. He don't care. No shame, Tolga. That's his new name. No shame, Tolga. All right. So, but you know, Honey takes every advantage of rubbing it in his face. And she's like, oh, Hannah was so great. And she's like, oh, she looked like this. She had black hair and she was wonderful and she was super funny. And then Tolga's sitting there going, oh, Because now he's upset because he's sitting there thinking, I wish I would have picked Hannah. It's been 2 days. 2 days.
Yeah, I know. He just hasn't given it a chance.
No. Honey was wrong for that. That made me disappointed in her. And then what made me even more disappointing is because the guys disperse and all that's left on the couch is her and Elias. And she is flirting with him. And she's like, let me see your tattoos. And he's smiling because he's eating it up. I mean, what man wouldn't eat it up if some beautiful girl is like, you know, sitting right next to him and touching his hand and, you know, and she's like, you're so cute. And, you know, so she's just being extra flirty. And then the camera cuts over to her man, Baldy villain, Daniel.
Yeah.
And he's like,
mean to merciless.
He's mean to merciless. He's mean mugging them. Like, wait a minute. This is not what I bargained for. But one thing, if we dial it back a second, when they first got to the resort and that night when they were all hugging and kissing in the pool, she makes a couple comments to him, random, out of like the clear blue sky, about, are you going to have a problem with the way I dress? Because I want to be able to go out and dress like that. And he's like, without me? And she's like, yeah. So that was a warning, red flag 72 for Honey.
Yeah.
So there's just like little clues that are popping out about these people. We're getting to know them a little bit. Anyway, her and Elias are loving their interactions a little too much. And the camera the camera people, they know, because I mean, they're feeding into all the drama, and it keeps cutting to Alina's face. I think it said Eliana. It's Elias and Alina. So the camera keeps cutting to Alina's face, and she's just sitting over there horrified because she's like, oh my gosh. Because she sees Honey going, oh, throwing her hair back, and this, you know, crap-eating grin on her fiance while he's sitting there with Honey. And so she's sitting over there upset, watching, like, oh my gosh. And then, what'd you call him? Merciless?
Yeah.
Merciless Daniel, merciless Daniel's over there eyeballing too, mean mugging. So, I mean, it's just made everything so awkward. Everyone's just watching and everybody's concerned. And that's pretty much it. That's how it ends, with Honey and Elias on the couch, hysterical, flirting. Everybody staring. The poor girls acting like they think their lives are wonderful and happy, and the men are trash talking them. Completely trash talking them. Pascal's not attracted to Shella. Tolga feels like he's about to keel over any second, like he's getting choked to death by beautiful Sheila. Marcel is not impressed with Jen anymore because he feels like she's overbearing and too wild. So, I mean, what's going to happen next? I don't know. I guess we'll see. Episode 5, we'll have to watch.
Yeah. I can't wait.
Anyway, do you have anything else to add before we wrap it up?
No.
I think we covered it.
You pretty much covered it, baby. Yep.
Okay. Well, I guess that's a wrap.
Yep.
Till next time, friends.
Keep watching.
Keep watching.